All right, people, we're back at you for another movie review.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yes, sir. This time around, we are taking a trip back to the 80s, and we are going to be talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando.
Hell yeah, one of the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah, it's definitely one of his coolest films from the 80s for sure. It's got a lot of great dialogue in the film. And
Yeah, a lot of great dialogue, a lot of great action,
yeah,
and
even the music in the film is pretty cool.
yeah,
You know,
like the song they picked for the end was really badass.
oh yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. So this film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ray Dong Chong,
Yeah,
a very young Alyssa Milano.
yeah. I mean, yeah, she was like a child in that
Yeah,
movie.
she was pretty young at that time.
Yeah,
Even you know what, Bill Paxton has a small part in it as well.
he was the guy like, please identify yourself.
Right,
You shot down.
right. He was the
Gone, sir.
yeah. It was crazy, but that was back before he was really a big actor. He was doing small parts at that time. I noticed.
He did another small part, another Arnold Schwarzenegger
Right,
movie, The Terminator.
right. That's right. But yeah,
Hey, my turn.
yeah. This movie also has Bill Duke in it, which is he's a great actor, man. They gave him
He
some
is a
good.
great actor.
They gave him some good dialogue. Probably the
Yeah.
best dialogue went to him
Well, not
in
only
this
that,
film.
but he had really good dialogue, and like he was like your like psycho killer,
Right.
but he wasn't like wild or crazy. Like he
Yeah.
was always like,
He's a very
you know,
calm and cool killer in this film,
yeah,
but he did wild shit.
yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. Let's see. David Patrick Kelly's in this.
yeah.
He
Sully.
he played Sully. he got taken out in a bad way.
I love how Arnold's like, you're a real funny guy, Sully. I
Yeah.
like you. That's why I'm gonna kill you last. And instead, he winds up killing him like secondly, or second.
Yeah. So basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he plays a guy named John Matrix, who
Yeah.
is a former United States Army Special Forces colonel.
Yeah,
He's informed that by a superior that his guys are being like taken out.
Yeah,
Which Bill Duke's like killing these motherfuckers.
yeah. Like it starts off, you see the garbage truck coming through,
Yeah.
and a guy's like waking up next to his wife, and his wife's telling him like it's a garbage. I was like, I thought the garbage picks up on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and she's like, they must have changed the schedule. I was like, oh shit! So
Yeah.
he jumps up,
Yeah.
runs and gets the garbage bags, and he's like, hey, hold up.
Yeah.
And then they
He's like, I
stop.
thought you forgot about me.
Yeah, he's like, I thought you forgot about me.
Bill Duke.
Yeah, Bill Duke and another guy just reach into the garbage truck and pull out machine guns, and they're just in just that cool, calm way. He just points the gun like, don't worry, we won't.
Right. Hey, so don't worry, we won't, and just sprays his ass down.
Yeah, and then not only that, but does a little overkill.
Right.
After he's down, he goes up and shoots him some more. And then
Right.
they throw the guns in the garbage truck, hop on it, and they're like, and gone.
Right. And then the next part is where he goes and steals a car.
Yeah, he's in a Cadillac dealership, and he's talking to a guy, and the guy's like, trying to sell him this black Cadillac, and it's like, oh man, it's like American ingenuity, it's best of this and that, and he's like, climb on in there, man, check it out.
Yeah.
He's like,
Start it up,
yeah. Well, he's at first he's like telling him something about the vinyls, like it's
Right.
vinyl. Like I know it's vinyl, but you don't want leather, man. It's hot. It'll crack. It's uncomfortable. Look at the headroom we got in here.
Yeah, it's
and
got
he starts
power.
the car. He's like, go ahead, start it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel the power. That's power. And Bill Duke just looks at him and goes, you know what I like about this car the best?
Yeah.
It's like, what's that? The price.
Yeah.
He just put the car in reverse and starts backing up.
Yeah.
The guy's going like, hey, you can't drive that in here.
Yeah.
He goes forward. hits the guy, then drives out
the window.
The window.
It's crazy.
The guy just like falls off the car, tumbles onto the ground.
And he's out. Bill Duke's character is still very calm and cool about the whole fucking thing, like nothing happened.
He's driving down the road, just looking back like, oh well.
Right, it's like nothing to him. It's crazy.
That was great, though, man. And then after all of that, we get introduced to Arnold,
right,
who's living in like a countryside type area
with his daughter.
And he's out chopping wood. And
you could tell Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was in his late 30s at this time, and he was in great shape.
Yeah, he was jacked.
Yeah, he was jacked up real good.
And I love the part where he comes walking through the woods. He's got that big-ass tree log over his arm.
Right.
And got that big-ass chainsaw in his other arm. Like, wow.
Yeah. And also he was, like, showing her some, like, karate moves.
Yeah, and they were just showing, like, all the experience they were having. Right. Like, going to get an ice cream, going to, like, a petting zoo.
Yeah, and not only that, they were feeding, like, a deer, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I like, dude. I like that fucking pool that they were swimming in.
Yeah.
Like he's just throwing her around the pool like, ah!
It did look like a really nice out in the woods area,
Yeah.
And it seemed like peaceful as hell.
Yeah, and they're enjoying it, and then they have a scene where they're sitting down eating a sandwich and
right. But even before that, they made it Bill Duke like blew up what's his name?
About that. Yeah, Bob.
Bennett, Simon Bennett. They made it look like they took him out too, but he was actually in with them. He's like one of the main bad guys.
Yeah, and then they have the scene with Arnold and Alyssa Milano having breakfast or eating a sandwich, and he's like, "What's in this?" And he's like, "Hey, you don't want to know."
Yeah. Then a helicopter comes in, and that's when that guy warns Matrix of what's going on, that his team has been taken out. Right, and so he leaves 2 officers there with him, or 2 military guys, which one of them gets fucking taken out right away.
Yeah, they get on a helicopter and take off, and like within a minute or 2 of the helicopter being gone, you see like Arnold senses something, and then like
grabs his daughter and gets out of there.
Yeah, and then the guys start shooting. One of the guys is taken out right away. The other one is hit in the arm, and they get inside the house, and he's telling them like, "I gotta go get my rifle from the shed."
Right.
And he's like, "Stay low." This and that. He's like, "Downwind? Yeah. You think I can smell them coming?" I did.
Yeah. He tells his daughter to go to her bedroom and stay out of sight while he goes and gets the guns.
Yeah.
And then they end up killing that one guy, that other soldier. He had him stood up. I don't know what they did to him. I think they cut his throat or something.
No, if you notice when he was falling, he had a knife in his throat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he opens the door and the guy falls and
then the one Mexican guy or whatever, he's like, "Hey, mellow out, man. We can't be,
Yeah, he's like, we can't do business with each other.
With the guns around. Your daughter's gonna be all right. We got business with you.
He's like, my people got some business with you. If you ever want to see your daughter again, you'll do what we say, or you'll play nice or something." He's like, right? And he's like, wrong. And he's shooting in the fucking head.
Yeah, he takes his ass out instantly. Then he goes to get in his fucking truck.
Yeah, and he pops the hood and sees that they tore his motor apart.
Yeah, but since it's going downhill, he got in the motherfucker anyways. And
he pushes it down to the edge where it can just roll down the side of the hill. Dude, first of all, like, that truck would have been so fucked.
Oh yeah, in real life he would have hit trees and everything. Didn't he say no? He's coming down with no brakes.
Yeah, he says something like when they're coming down, he's like, he's coming at us, no brakes.
Yeah, right. So he has no brakes. He can't drive the motherfucker, but he can only steer it while he's going downhill.
Yeah.
Which he does until he hits a certain point, and the truck gets flipped and it blows up, and that's when the team comes out and grabs his ass. He ends up fucking them up for a minute, and then they
he fucked a couple guys up, and they finally tackled him down. And they're like, "Don't move, motherfucker!"
Yeah, but then that's when Bennett comes back into play, and Arnold's like,
"Bennett, I thought you were dead. No, since you had me thrown out of your unit, I've been waiting to pay you back. You know what today is, Matrix? Payday."
Yeah, shoots him with a tranquilizer dart, which is crazy. Then they bring him to this room where he's chained up, and
four guys are around him, and then it's like tranquilizer dots.
Right, and that's where that's where this general guy, what's his name? General.
I forgot
his name is Dan.
Dan
Hedaya, right? But General something, Arias, something like that, where he wants Arnold to take out
the president.
President of what? Mexico or something.
Some country.
Some odd country. He wanted him out.
I forgot. Damn, I can't even remember the damn country now.
That's not a big deal, but
because he's asking him on the plane, like they take him to an airport, plane to get on the plane to go over, and he's like, "What time do we land?" Like, we land in here in exactly 11 hours.
Right. Bennett has faked his death, now working with the mercenaries as revenge against Matrix. Yeah. Matrix is taken before their commander, Arias, a former South American dictator who Matrix removed from power
and kill the president.
Where he wishes.
Said, why don't you have Matrix do it, or not Matrix, but he said, "Why don't you have Bennett do it?" Something like he get a kick out of. He's like, "Oh, because the president trusts you, Mr. Matrix."
Right. So they have him get on a plane with, I don't know who the guy's name is, but it's a black guy, and then
Enrique or something like that.
Yeah, and Sully watches them get on, and this was another cool part where
they're sitting down, and he asks for a blanket and a pillow.
Right.
And doing the blanket like he's just gonna unfold it, and all of a sudden he just comes up with an elbow to Enrique's and grabs him by his neck
and breaks his fucking neck.
Yeah, and then puts him nonchalantly in the chair with the pillow and the blanket, and puts the hat over him, and he's like, "And don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired."
He's asking the woman questions, and he's telling her, "Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired."
Yeah, and he gets up and he's walking through the plane like, you gotta be seated during takeoff. He's like, "I'm innocent."
Yeah, because they were closing the door, and I think he was hoping to get out the door before it closed.
Yeah.
And so he had to go through the bottom of the fucking plane.
He opens up a sliding door, and there's a big ass Doberman just.
Right. Big dog down there, and then he gets out and he gets on the fucking wheel of the fucking thing as it's going up.
Yeah, and Rye rides that till they get over the water so he could drop, and
he's lucky there was water there, because there's no way,
Yeah, if he would have dropped on the ground,
he would have been toast, man.
Yeah.
But he ends up, escaping that area.
Yeah, and he sees the plane, and he sets his watch for 11 hours, and
right, because he only has so much time to.
He's got to get to Sully before, because if Sully sees him, he's gonna get the phone and call the guy, and be like, "Okay, kill his daughter."
So Sully ends up running into Ray Dong Chong's character, Cindy.
Yeah, who's like an airline flight attendant.
Right, and he wants to, I guess, fool around with her.
Yeah, you see that, he's eyeballing her, kind of, giving, infatuation with her.
Right, because she was on the phone and shit, and he's, all into her and shit. And he followed her to a car.
Ray Don Chong, Commando, she was pretty hot. Dude.
Yeah, she was young back in those days. Then he says, "I'd really like to show you something."
Yeah, he follows her all the way down to the damn parking garage
to her car. Right.
And she's like, "Hey, I want to show you something." And he's like, He's like, "Oh, from here it would be a nightmare."
Yeah, something like that. He calls her a fucking whore, and I'm like, "Wow."
He just says it like he's like, because he's like, "Will you please leave me alone?"
Right.
He's just fucking whore.
Right, and then leaves. That's when Arnold comes in and grabs her. He's like, tells her don't move, and then get in the car, and he ends up ripping the whole fucking seat out.
Don't move. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, I got a 7:30 advanced karate class. I can't help you. He's like, "You're not gonna make it."
Yeah, he ripped the whole fucking seat right out of the damn car.
Yeah, because he's such a big guy, he had to like rip the seat so he could sit down in the car and stay like
low key,
inconspicuous.
Right. He tells her to follow him. He ends up going to this big ass mall to do some business transaction with this other guy.
Yeah, which this there was something was bothered me about that scene that it kind of didn't make any sense. Like, Sully goes and meets up with that guy and he's sitting there and they're talking about this, and he hands him something underneath the table, and he hands him a briefcase. So he's like, "I think everything's good. I think we can do more business," you know. And then Arnold sends Ray Don Chung over there to kind of lure him out so he could get him. Right. But instead, she kind of fucking starts to like fuck everything up by going to that company. There's this guy out here, and
that's because at that point she's not trusting Matrix.
Yeah.
She doesn't really know who the fuck this guy is. She just said in the car, "I've only known you 5 minutes, and I wish you were dead," or something like that.
Yeah, he's a guy I knew my whole for a long time wants me dead. It's like, I can see that because I've only known you for 5 minutes, and I want you dead too.
Right. She ends up like getting a hold of the cop, and he ends up getting more cops, and the one cop's like, "We got a 6'2".
Yeah, this big cop's like looking at him, he's I got a suspect, brown hair. He's like 6'2", and he's one gigantic motherfucker.
That was great. They ended up getting a lot of cops. Dude, he fought a lot of cops in that fucking mall, man.
Dude, Arnold fucked them up.
Yeah, he was really beating the shit out of these guys. Yeah. And then there was one point where Sully realizes Arnold's there because he's seen the girl, Cindy.
And they're looking, and she looks over, and he kind of like, "What the hell is she looking at?" And then she's like, "What?"
Yeah, he's like, "Give me a quarter. Give me a quarter."
Yeah, he's like, "Give me a quarter.
Yeah.
Give me a quarter."
Yeah, he goes to this fucking payphone thing, but Arnold takes, like, as he's beating up this cops, he takes this big-ass balloon.
He takes the damn phone booth.
No, before that, he takes this big balloon and swings all the way over to the top of a fucking phone booth.
No, that's on the elevator.
Or elevator. My bad.
He kind of just jumped down and then got to him and ripped the phone booth out of the wall. He kind of did like a fucking like slam, like body slammed him.
He picked him and that fucking phone booth up and flipped it over, which you gotta have a lot of power to do some shit like that.
I don't know, probably had it back then, man.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he could. He was a weightlifter, so I'm sure that wouldn't be extremely hard for him. But the average person, there's no way. But he ends up fucking up a lot of cops in that. But I thought that was pretty cool how they had that one shot with him grabbing like this big balloon.
Yeah, and swinging across the whole floor.
Right, the whole area, and lands on top of this fucking elevator.
Well, right before that, there's a scene there was a kind of a weird, fucked up scene though. The guy that Sully was talking to, and all the commotion comes running out of the damn thing with a gun, like, "Go out my way!" And he shoots like a cop, and one of the cops shoot him. I was like, wait, why did this dumbass? I mean, first of all,
he should have just stayed where he was at.
If the guy would have realized what was going on, like, he was not even like
part of any of that.
You know?
Yeah, it was not part of it. I think they just wanted to add that scene in to bring in some more action. you know, to the film.
The guy must have been like paranoid as fuck when he saw the cops. Like, they're coming for me! They're coming for me!
You never know, but it was cool. It was cool that Sully gets out of there. He ends up beating the shit out of a lot of cops, like I said. But when he gets out, he gets hit by the car.
Well, before that, remember there's a part where one of the cops was going to shoot him, and Ray Don Chon's like, "No!"
Oh,
and
yeah.
Him down the damn thing. I was like, "Wait a minute! First she fucked things up. Now she's like saving his life."
Right. I think by then that's when she realizes he's a good person.
Yeah, but how do you think that? You see this guy doing all this crazy shit, just whooping everybody's ass. You'd be like, wait a minute, if this guy can fuck all these people up, like, and he hasn't, dared put a hand on me, like, he's telling the truth about, being a army clown.
Plus seeing how Sully took a quarter from her and ran off like he did.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It was cool where he had left.
Yeah, because he told her earlier, it's like, if he gets to a fault, if I lose him, and he calls her, she's dead.
Right. Yeah. He warned her to look. I gotta get this guy because he's got my daughter.
Yeah. Getting back to that now, he whips up all these cops. Sully gets outside.
He gets hit by a car.
Yeah, he hits fucking Arnold with his car. Arnold flips over the damn car, hits the ground, and gets up like nothing. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah. I mean, at least the car didn't hit him too damn hard or fast. But, I mean, yeah. Still, it was kind of like, whoa, one shot. Obviously that wasn't Arnold. That was a stunt double.
Yeah. But I just thought it was weird how he hit him and then, like,
he got back up.
Like, like, I'm fine. And then just ran to the other car, got in, and the chase begun.
He chase begun, but then she stops him. She's like, "Hey, wait a minute!
Wait for me! Don't you go anywhere!
Yeah.
Who the hell are you?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh."
It's funny how she's all dramatic in that scene and shit.
Yeah, she's like, "You ripped the seat out. You kidnapped me.
Right.
You asked me to help you find your daughter, which I very kindly do. Now you gonna tell me what's going on or what?"
Yeah.
No. Oh my God,
Yeah, it's very dramatic. But they end up, like, chasing Sully down and,
and they wind up having, like, playing a little bumper car action.
Right. They end up hitting a fucking pole.
I love the part where when he smashes into him, Ray Don John's like, my God!
Yeah. Sully's car gets flipped on its side, but their car goes right into a pole.
Yeah. Isn't it weird, like, how, okay, she didn't have like, he ripped the seat out, so Ray Don Chon was sitting on the ground.
Yeah, with no, I don't think was she even wearing a seatbelt?
No. Cause,
yeah, I mean, damn.
And they made you believe that they slam into that pole, and she's like, "You're all right. I think I'm dead. You're all right."
Yeah, he gets out there, he's asking Sully, where's my...
He's like, "Where is she, Sully? Hey, kiss my ass. I can't hear you. Say a little louder and get fucked."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, your loyalty is brave, but that's not the most important thing in your life right now. But what is important is gravity."
Yeah, it grabs him by one arm.
By 1 foot and hangs him over a damn, like, over a cliff.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And Sully's looking down, he's like, "I have to remind you, Sully, this is my weak arm. You can't kill me, Matrix. You need me to find your daughter." "Where is she?" "I don't know, but Cook knows. I'll take you where I'm supposed to meet him." "But you won't." "Why not?" He holds on the keys like, "Because I already know."
Yeah.
He's like, "Remember, Sully, when I promised to kill you last?" "Sorry, Matrix, you did." "I lied." I love, first of all,
that was a great scene.
Shot now, like, as soon as he says he lied, they just show a close-up of his hand just letting go of the damn of his foot.
And he's fucking gone, man.
And you just see him fucking just free falling head first, and he's just like, "You're alive!"
Right. His ass is gone. And then she's upset, huh?
another thing, if you notice when you watch that scene, as when he's screaming "You lied," Arnold's sitting there watching him like go down, like just with like a smile on his face, like, yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, he's out. Then she's like, I ain't got a car.
Yeah, it's like, now you don't have a car, and they saw Sully's car on its side,
He
which
flips it over.
I find that unbelievable how they could just push the car over, get in it, and they're like,
And drive it.
Sully hit. I let him go.
Right. They end up going to this hotel.
Yeah. And first they're driving, and she's like showing him a picture of Jenny and telling her like about the backstory of like the mother dying and him never being around and
Right.
all this and that, and like they get to the motel, and he jumps out to go to the room, and she sees that she gets out. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm helping you get her back.
Right. They end up looking in the motel to search for shit.
Yeah, and then Bill Duke shows up in a super sweet freaking car, man.
Yeah, that wasn't the car that he had when he drove out that
window.
That was a whole other car.
He said how he talking about how he loves Cadillacs, and you see him driving a big old Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a cool ass car though, big old Cadillac convertible.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And pulls up, it goes in, and Arnold has Ray Don Chan make it seem like she's partying with Sully.
Right.
And he was always like, "Where's Sully?" Like, he's in the shower. Wanna come on in? And he comes in, all of a sudden, like, Arnold's waiting for him behind the door, and they just wind up tussling and fighting. And
well, first Bill Duke is like, "Hey, Sully," and Arnold taps him on the shoulder where he turns around, he gets socked dead in the face.
Yeah, it's like, what a...
Like, damn, dude.
At one point, Bill Duke gets kind of like the upper hand and tells him, he's like, "You scared, motherfucker?"
Yeah.
This Green Beret's gonna kick your ass. And he's like, "I ate Green Berets for breakfast, and now I'm really hungry."
Yeah, they had a fight for a while, and then he shoots at him.
Yeah, he shoots at him. At one point, he gets him where he's got pointed the gun right at him. He's like, "Fuck you, asshole." Click. And he's like, and Arnold looks up at him and goes, "Fuck you, asshole."
Right. He ends up beating his ass some more.
Yeah, and then eventually, like, gets him in a doorway, gives him a big ass uppercut, sends him flying, and you hear him land, and you just hear him go, "Oh!"
Right, he lands through this I don't know, piece of wood or whatever, wooden table or something.
It was a wooden, like a table leg or something.
Table leg, right?
And it's stuck right through him, dude.
Right.
Like,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, he comes up, he's like, "Where is she?"
Yeah, like he's gonna talk after getting fucking impaled that.
He just looks at him for a second, and he just goes to the side, and you see him die, basically. And
right. Then they search his car to see,
Yeah, they find a receipt thing for fuel, and Ray Don Chan just happens to know, like, he's like, I get my pilot's license next week, and my instructor gets fuel here. Right.
So they check that area out as well.
Yeah, where Arnold takes out a couple guys.
Yeah, he ends up beating the fuck out of this one guy. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He puts him in a closet. I thought, damn, dude, you fucking wrecked him.
Yeah, he goes in the room, the guy just turns around, like, pow, 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 and then just, puts him over his back, like, "Go have a seat."
Yeah, because they got, so they're looking nearby with a warehouse.
One guy he kills, he grabs him and slams his head into, like, a damn...
Oh, yeah. That looked like that hurt, too, dude.
Dude, I thought he just, like, smashed his head right into that, like, it was like a big-ass rock, or...
I don't know what it was, some metal thing, I think.
He just grabbed him and just smashed his head.
So they get more information on where they need to go, but before they do, I like how he's like, "Are we going to go here?" And he's like, "No, we're going to go shopping."
He's like, we're gonna go shopping.
Yeah, she's like, huh? Shopping?
She's like, shopping?
Yeah.
Yeah, they drive to a surplus store.
Yeah, the motherfucker drives right through the damn thing with a fucking...
Yeah, with like a damn bulldozer.
Yeah, it's like, damn, that's a great way to get the cops there real fast, buddy boy. I wouldn't have done it like that. But he ends up grabbing all this fucking cool... I'm talking knives, grenades, rocket launchers... All kinds of shit.
He was grabbing like clothes, like the perfect clothes to wear.
Oh yeah, body armor and all that shit.
Yeah, and then getting like
bulletproof vest.
And then he opens the door to that room where it's just all this fucking guns.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's grabbing everything. He's grabbing fucking grenades. He's grabbing explosives.
Knives,
he's grabbing shotguns, machine guns.
You name it, he's grabbing it. He tells her to take the first cart out to the car.
Yeah, and they go out and unload, and he's grabbing some more guns, and then and the cop shows like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, don't move. You know, so they end up putting him in a fucking truck.
Yeah, like one of them big old like SWAT trucks or whatever you want to call them.
She ends up fucking blowing their asses up with a fucking...
Yeah, she drives behind them, stops at a light, and they're like looking like, oh yeah, hey, it's a hooker. And they drive off, and she's like sitting up and is like, oh, I think she's got something for us. And she pulls out the rocket launcher.
Accidentally shoots it the wrong way.
Yeah, and she's like, oh shit. And then she turns it around and is like, what the hell? Shot! And then,
blows the fucking tires out of the fucking...
And she's lucky she didn't fucking kill Arnold.
Yeah, no shit. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, she could have blew up that whole fucking truck and Arnold would have been dead.
Yeah, like, no shit. Ends up flipping over, and he even says, how did you learn to, use this fucking thing?
Yeah, she goes, I read the instructions.
Yeah, it's like, damn. So he ends up getting out of that, and then they end up, going to where they need to go. They end up some sort of, it wasn't a plane, but it was like, what, a canoe, she said, with wings? Something to that effect.
It's like she's like, this isn't a plane, this is a canoe with wings.
Right.
You didn't start paddling.
Yeah. They end up getting in there, shooting at some guys that were shooting at them.
Yeah, and they get them going, they get the plane going and take off, and...
Right, that's when, what's his name, Bill Paxton's character, he's like an officer.
Yeah, because he's trying to tell him, he's like, I got an urgent message for General Kirby.
Right.
He's like, please identify yourself.
Right.
You're over, because they were saying, like, there was an area where they
shouldn't have been.
Yeah, and... So they drop down enough to kind of disappear out of the radar. Right,
which worked.
And then they get to where they need to go, and they drops Arnold off, and he's like, don't break radio silence until you get my signal. And it's like, how am I gonna know? He's like, because all fucking hell's gonna break loose.
He ends up taking a boat.
A paddle
boat to this island where there's a bunch of fucking army guys, and he's fucking killing them all.
Yeah, it's funny how he can, like, I just don't. I mean, I can understand, like, you're good at what you do, but how is it that all these army guys, not one person could fucking hit him with a bullet, but he could just I mean, it's like they were. It's like something that Bennett said. He's like, he tells. The one guy earlier is like, your soldiers are nothing. Me and Matrix could kill every one of them
with the blink of an eye.
And it's just like, and Matrix proved that, like,
right, he was fucking him up, but the one guy did, like, one of the armor guys threw a grenade where it blew him up, kind of, like, it fucked him up a little bit, and he goes into this fucking shed. And he fucking just kills motherfuckers.
You know what's funny, though? It's kind of like, you're looking up and you see the axe, you see the pitchfork, the saw blades.
Yeah, all this shit. Now, in the unrated version, you get to see all that fucking gore where he fucking, like, cuts this dude's arm off and throws his thing into this guy's neck.
Yeah, even when he stabs the guy with the pitchfork, there's like a close-up shot where you see the blood coming off of it.
Right.
The guy falling, but dude, the guy getting his arm cut off, I thought was,
that's
like,
crazy.
His arm cut off, and he just looks at his arm, and he's like, ah!
Well, yeah, anybody would be screaming like a motherfucker after that. But yeah, in the unrated version, you get to see more of that unrated, like gore and shit, and theatrical. A lot of that's cut down.
I tell you what was funny, when they surrounded that shed, everybody was shooting with like machine guns and shit, and you had one guy actually with just a pistol, like really, everybody's got machine guns, you're just firing a pistol.
Yeah, and then when they open the door, he's like up above and comes down,
comes out, stabs one guy with the pitchfork, hits another guy with the axe, and uses the saw blades. I love the one where he comes up and it just totally takes the top of that guy's like scalp off.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then at some point he ends up,
acquiring the people's guns that he killed.
Right. It was cool how he's like shooting all these guys and blowing them up and shit, and just using all these different guns doing it.
Yeah, like you see him machine gun, and he pulls out
a shotgun, and then a handgun.
Yeah, he even gets out a pistol. And
even in the beginning of the war, he's like throwing knives into fucking dudes' chests and throats.
Yeah, he's like, "Cómo estás?"
Yeah, all this shit. At some point, though, Jenny, like, she's captured in a room, but she's able to escape.
Yeah, because they show in that country where they land, and they bring the guy out, the one guy that he killed earlier in the movie out.
Right.
And the guys that were waiting on them to pick him up, seeing that he was dead, like, fuck, and they go get on the phone with him. He's like,
right,
he was not on the plane.
Yeah.
Kill her.
Right. The general tells Bennett to kill her, and so he goes after her, but she escapes.
Yeah, she used something clever. She took the door handle off the door and used the handle, one part of it, to pry a board loose so she could slip out of the room.
Right. Meanwhile, Arnold's just fucking destroying all these army guys.
Yeah.
And at some point, he actually, runs into the general, and they're like shooting at each other.
Yeah, he's got a machine gun, and he's got like a shotgun, and
right, he ends up blowing his ass away.
Gets the better of him and just shoots it and makes him fly out a window. And
right, and she ends up going downstairs somewhere.
Yeah, where running around the basement, followed by Bennett. And
right, where there's pipes and shit and all kinds of.
Yeah, and eventually Arnold even hears her and goes down to the basement, and he's yelling for Jenny, and Jenny comes out one point and says, "Daddy?"
Yeah, he ends up getting shot in the arm.
And then Bennett grabs her and is like, "No, sorry, not Daddy."
Yeah.
And
Arnold,
and he comes around the corner, they see, and he shoots him in the shoulder, and he's like, "How's the arm, John?"
Yeah, he's like, "Come over and find out."
He's like, "Nah, I think I just fit right here." He's like, "Hey, John, stick your head out."
Yeah.
I'll make it quick. He's like, "One shot, right between the eyes. I'll make it quick, for old time's sake."
Yeah.
He's like, "Bennett, were you screwing around and let the girl go? It's me that you want. You don't want to kill me with that pussy-ass gun."
Yeah, you want to put the knife in me.
Yeah, he's like, he just goes out. I was like, "Come on, Bennett, don't use the gun.
Don't use that chicken shit gun."
Yeah, he's like, and he pulls out. I was like, he's right on that. I was like, "Put a knife in me. See what's going on in there as you turn it."
Yeah.
and you see at that point, Bennett's getting like amped up. He's like, "Wait a minute, he's right."
Yeah, he's like, feeding into Arnold's
words. He's like, "I don't need the girl. I don't need the girl."
Yeah. I don't need the gun, John.
I could beat you.
Yeah.
I don't need no gun. He throws it as like pulls outside. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you now."
Yeah. Then they have this cool knife fight.
Yeah. At one point, Bennett slices him in like the stomach, and he's like, "You're getting old, John.
Yeah.
You're getting old."
Yeah. Arnold slices his ass back in the wrist.
Yeah, and then they just start like having a big fight. Remember, they tumble down like that one boiler part of that, and at one point they're fighting, and Arnold throws him into like an electrical place, and he's like electrocuted, and he's like,
Yeah, he's getting electrocuted for a minute there.
Yeah, he comes back and fucking just starts beating the shit out of Arnold. He's like, "Oh, John, I feel good.
Yeah.
Just like old times, John." And he's like, "How's it feel to be a dead man? You're dead." He's like, "Bullshit." And he's like,
he ends up like punching the shit out of him, and then he grabs the machine gun.
And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "John, I'm not going to shoot you between the eyes."
Yeah.
And at that point, he grabs a pole. He's like, "I'm going to shoot you between the balls."
Yeah, throws that pole.
Arnold throws the pipe at him just as he's cocking the gun.
Right into his stomach.
Grabs him right in the chin. And that fucking part with all the steam pouring out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He's like, he's like, "Let off some steam, Bennett."
Yeah, that's what I like about this film. It's got some good, like I said, dialogue in it.
Yeah.
And, he ends up killing him.
And by that point, he reunites with, with his daughter. And at that point, General Kirby and all the rest of the...
You leave anything for us?
Yeah.
He's like, only bodies.
It made you think, it kind of gave you almost a thought, maybe Kirby was in on it because...
No, I never personally thought that.
Well, it leaves you for a split second thinking that when he gets off the plane and they become eye to eye, and Arnold's gives him a weird look like,
yeah,
"Wait, are you really with me or against me?" And then Kirby lets out "Leave anything for us? Just bodies." He's like, "I want you to start off your unit again, John. All it would take is you coming back." And he's like, "This was the last time."
Till the
and
next
they
time.
walk off, and that badass song starts playing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Until the next time."
Yeah.
You see Ray Don. Yeah. He's like, sees Ray Don Chong get out of the plane. They shoot each other a look. And he looks back, goes, "No chance."
Right. And that's when the credits roll and they fly off.
Yeah.
And
One thing I always wondered seeing that part when they get on the plane and fly off, makes you think where are they going to go?
Probably the hospital. That's where I would go after getting fucked up.
I mean, I know that, but I'm talking about where do they?
I don't know. Probably back to his home. I would assume.
You would think though he would be in some major fucking trouble though back home with all the.
I doubt it. With him being a colonel and having to save his daughter, I think he would get pardoned from everything.
Yeah, and the general would have his back, and all that too. But I don't know, how could you just go back? But then again, who would you fear again at that point?
Exactly.
All the people that were after you, they're all dead now.
Exactly. So now I want to read off a few things off of Wikipedia here, which is this film came out October 4th of 1985. It had a budget of $10 million and it ended up making $57.5 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Joe Silver was the producer on this, which he's a good producer. He's been doing movies producing films for a long time. Let's see here. I'm trying to go over some certain things here. Filming principal photography began in April 22nd of 85, wrapped in June 6th of 85. Wow. So this was filmed, it says it filmed wrapped in June 6th of 85 after 45 days of filming. And then it came out, let's see, October of that year. Wow. So this was pretty much filmed, edited, all that shit, and then boom, right out there. That's wild. And they did a good job with it because the music, the editing.
There was a lot of cool shit going on.
A lot of times, when they film a movie, it doesn't get released till a year later, sometimes more than that.
Or if you're like the show Stranger Things now, where it could be 4 or 5 years before they release a final season.
So it made good money at the box office. So Rotten Tomatoes gives the film a rating of 68%, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Sequel. There was plans for a sequel. A sequel was planned for in 1987, and a script that included Arnold, Alyssa Milano, Ray Dong Chong was written, but Schwarzenegger declined. Wow.
Damn, that's crazy. He must not have liked the storyline or whatever.
Wow, I had no idea that. He must have not.
I would have loved.
Sometimes it's good not to make a sequel, you know.
Well, you know what? In a way, I would have liked to have seen a sequel. Like, it'd been cool to see, like, Arnold, Ray Don Chon, and Alyssa become like a family, and Ray Don Chon kind of become like a mother to Alyssa Milano.
Well, it might have been good. I mean, I don't know.
It could have been in a way like fucking Taken, where like at one point they could have took his daughter and Ray Don Chon. Arnold's got to fight his way back to get him back or something. I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I
feel like
some things. I mean, some movies don't need a sequel.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you just don't need a sequel, and don't fucking remake it either. You know, I can't stand a lot of the remakes.
I don't like when they make a part 2 and they make it a prequel. It's like, wait a minute, how is it part 2 when it was before this movie was like Death Race 2? Like Death Race 2 was before the first Death Race.
Right. They do that with films.
But
here's one cool thing about it that I didn't know. Vernon Wells, the guy who played Bennett, he was the first choice because of his role in Mad Max 2.
Yeah, the Road Warrior.
Right.
He's one bad dude.
Yeah, that's why he got the role for Commando, because the director liked him in Mad Max 2.
You know what I didn't know? Like, he was also in Weird Science.
Yeah, a small part, which was also Joe Silver produced.
Yeah, he was kind of reprising his like biker role from Road Warrior.
And also, here's another film fact. Here is the film was originally set to cost $8 million, but went over budget and cost $10 million once filming ended.
Yeah.
So nowadays a $10 million film is not nothing. Back then in the '80s it was. Yeah. But nowadays that's like a low budget type film. But wow, yeah, it made good money. It's a good film. I think it's a classic, and
it's got some great, like I said, great scenes, great dialogue, great action.
Yeah, well, right from the beginning of the movie, you get like really good scenes.
Yeah, you get like a scene, like I said, the garbage scene, the scene at the car place, and then you kind of get like a brief moment where you're introduced to Arnold and Alyssa Milano as like father-daughter, and seeing how happy they are, and then
Yeah, there's really, I noticed something about this film. There's really no like downtime. It just pretty much goes.
Yeah, because it had to make it believe that he's only got 11 hours to find his daughter.
Right.
Because once that plane lands, they're gonna know that he's on the plane, other guy's dead, and if he don't get to her, they're gonna kill her.
Right. So I mean,
they kind of made it seem like they were gonna kill his daughter either way.
No, they were. They even said something like that. He said something. Bennett said something. As long as Matrix thinks that some of his daughter's still alive, he'll do what I'll say. Something to that effect.
The one crazy part in that movie was when Bennett was holding a knife to damn Alyssa Milano's throat.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you do what I say, I will send her back to you. If you're not on the plane, if you don't, I will mail her to you in pieces.
Right. Crazy group of motherfuckers. And I like the part where they're about to load Arnold onto the plane, but what's his name is talking. He's like, "Oh, so you guys were old war buddies, huh?"
Yeah, me and Enrique's we're in the something like they were in the military or something too, or something like old war buddies.
Yeah.
And right before he gets on the plane, he's like, "Oh, here." He gives him like some money. He's like,
"Oh yeah,
some beers with the boys," and he's like, give us all a little more time with your daughter. I was like, I think when he said that, he's like, oh, you a dead motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, isn't that when he said, you're a funny guy, Sal? And he's like,
yeah, Sully, I like you, so I'm going to kill you last.
Yeah. The guy's like, tells him to move.
He actually winds up killing him second because he kills Enriquez first, and then...
Right, he had no choice, though. He had to get rid of them. Because
like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He had to kill Sully because if he let Sully go, there's a chance that Sully could have went and ratted him out.
Right. And that would have been it. And his daughter would have been gone.
That's why he was like, you know, Sully, when I promised to kill you last, I lied.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny about the movie. It had some cool, like, comedy dialogue throughout. Even though it was kind of like a serious movie, but it's toned down with the comedy, you know.
Yeah. Ray Don Chong was a pretty good choice for, you know.
Yeah, it was good casting. I mean, I don't have a problem with any of the casting. I thought the editing was good. The fight scenes were cool. The dialogue was great.
I mean, Ray Don Chong was kind of a little bit of annoying, like when in the chase scene, she's like flipping out, like. Right.
With the drama.
You stole my car, you ripped the seat out, you kidnapped me, you asked me to help you find your daughter, which I very kindly do, and the people are dying, there's blood everywhere, and you swing from the air like Tarzan. Are you telling me what's going on or what? No. No! No!
He's telling you nothing. Yeah. You know, because
he's smashing the car into his, like, she's like, my car.
Yeah. You know, when they smashed that pole in real life, that would have been like probably a much worse situation.
Yeah, especially that like he ripped the seat out. So pretty much when Ray Don Chong was sitting in the car, she's sitting on the floor of the car basically.
Right.
And you hit a pole, like, she would have went flying, dude. I mean, I swear she
would have flying. But yeah, I find that interesting that it began filming in April, it wrapped in June, and just a few months later it went to theaters.
Yeah, like they busted out the editing.
All of that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, maybe they were all so good. Maybe they breezed right through it and everything was like a one-take deal.
Yeah, this was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Yep, this was one of those really, classic 80s action films by Arnold, man, which I think he did a cool job because...
What about when they were having all the explosions and Bennett's walking through the house here, like, ooh, it's like hello, John.
Yeah. I even like the scene where...
I'm so glad you can make it.
Yeah, I like the scene where before he goes to war with everybody, he's putting on this war paint and cocking the guns. Yeah, he's got this big ass rocket launcher. I'm like, damn, dude, he's ready to take out everybody.
A rocket launcher in one hand, a big ass machine gun in the other hand.
Right, and I'm just thinking, damn, yeah, he's really gearing up to take out everybody.
Like how he said to Don Chong, he's like, how do I know? He's like, because all fucking hell's gonna break loose.
Right. Which he did because he blew up like some of those buildings. Yeah, 2 or 3 of those buildings. He literally blew those motherfuckers up.
You want to know what's fucked up though? Well, I thought that was kind of stupid because. I mean, what if his daughter would have been in one of those buildings?
Right, that's true, too. I don't,
it's like,
he's out there shooting everything and blowing up shit. It's like, how do you know your daughter's not nearby?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, because he probably thinks, it's all the big house where they're all staying at. But what if they didn't? What if they had one of those buildings and you blew the building up and your fucking daughter's inside?
Exactly. I don't think he stopped to think of that. He was just on this crazy...
There's a lot of times where it was just really some crazy shit. Like I said, Ray Don Chong shooting a fucking truck with that damn bazooka,
Right.
She could have blew up the whole fucking truck and killed Matrix.
Right. She's fortunate that she hit the bottom tire there.
Yeah, because it caused it to roll over, basically. Because imagine if she would have hit it dead on, she could have blew up that whole thing. And Something I wanted to say is funny. Somebody years ago on YouTube made a fan edit version saying this is how Commando should have ended, and it the part where Arnold drops out of the plane into the water.
Yeah.
They edited together where he landed right in a damn pit of alligators.
Oh, damn.
and it made it seem like the alligators were just ripping him apart. And it was just right at that part, they started rolling the fucking credits. Okay, well, movie's over, you know? But, dude, how, I always thought, that would have sucked, because if that would have been actually the case, if he would have dropped on an alligator and got ripped to shreds, his daughter would have been screwed.
Right. There'd be...
It'd
be pretty bad.
There'd have been no movie.
Yeah, there would have been no movie, because they don't fucking make movies like that.
Yeah.
But I also find it interesting that it says here that Commando the film became a commercial success at the box office and was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Special Effects, but lost to Back to the Future.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, Back to the Future did have some...
It had some good special effects, yeah. But
but as far as the better movie goes, I'd have to say the better movie would...
Yeah. I mean, I love Back to the Future. I think it's a great film.
Great movie, but
as far as yeah,
compared to Commando, down Commando was the better movie.
Agreed. And it says here,
Back to the Future is still a great movie, but if you compare that, if you had your choice, if you say Back to the Future or Commando, I would say Commando
for sure. It says here that the musical score was composed by James Horner, which I feel like the music in this movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's definitely got that 80s feel to it and everything.
The only thing, though, they kind of reused some of the same music in Predator.
Really?
Yeah, if you notice, some of the, when he's going to that one place to scope out where all those guys are, they were playing the same kind of tune that you heard in Predator.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe it's the same person who did Predator. It could be. I mean, it's the same producer, some of the same actors. I mean, Bill Duke was in Predator. Arnold was in Predator.
Yeah.
Joe Silver produced Predator.
Bill Paxton was in Predator 2.
Oh, yeah. Even though Bill Paxton, at that time, he was, like I was saying, he was an actor. I don't think he didn't become bigger. I want to say maybe Aliens, that came out in '86. That's when it kind of made him a bigger actor at that time, I believe. And then he became bigger and bigger as time went on. Yeah, he was in Predator 2. He was in Titanic. He was in Twister.
Yeah. That was probably one of his big starring roles.
Yeah, that was one of his big Hollywood movies in the '90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to even though he had a small part in Commando. I mean, at least he was in the movie.
Terminator.
Yeah, he had that small part as well in Terminator, and he was in True Lies with with Arnold. So
that's 3 movies together.
Yeah, so that's at least 3 that they did together, which is kind of cool. And by the way, Bill Paxton, I always felt like he's an awesome actor.
You know, I remember that one scene in True Lies where they're in the car and they're talking. He does that real fast, whoa, hey, it's your turn.
yeah. We'll definitely do a review on that in the future.
Yeah, True Lies is going to be one of our future movie reviews, because that's
absolutely.
Not Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
But all in all, I'd have to score this film a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely.
For an 80s film? Hell yeah.
I would score it a 10, but the only 2 things that stopped me from making this movie a 10, it's just kind of a few particular things that just didn't make sense. Like the guy that Sully was talking to running out and be like, oh, God, my word. what are you doing, dude? Like, they're not even after you.
Yeah. The one guy who came out had a thing full of cash.
Yeah.
And he should have just kept his ass in that fucking.
He could have just walked out nonchalantly and just made his exit.
Right.
Whether
I think they just did that because they wanted to add in more action to the fucking movie.
That, and then like some of the carelessness, like I said, Ray Don Chong shooting him with a fucking bazooka, like.
Right. Yeah, that was a bit overboard.
That she could have fucking killed Arnold in that deal.
Right. I also felt that Bill Duke kind of stole the show as far as the dialogue goes. He had the coolest scenes.
At the beginning, with the way he was killing those guys, and just such a calm.
Right, such a calm way. I loved it right from the beginning when he was played the garbage guy. He's like, "Don't worry, we won't," and just sprays his ass down. And you ever notice, by the way, the gunshot sounds from back then are like very different now in movies.
Yeah.
Now they just have this typical Hollywood.
Like almost laser gun sounds like. Pew, pew,
yeah,
pew,
it's all. I don't know. It's just Hollywood shit. But back then they actually had the real gunshot sounds. I noticed.
One thing we're talking about. You need to go on YouTube and look at there was a guy that did a video comparison to the gun sounds in the original VHS copy of the Terminator compared to the new, remastered DVD. And dude, if you hear the gunshots in the original, were badass.
Yeah, we're great. That other shit.
You hear the gunshots in the remastered version, and I swear they sound like laser guns. They're like
this is pop art bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm giving this a solid 8.5. Really good movie, good editing, good music, good dialogue. Like I said, Bill Duke, he stole the show as far as dialogue goes.
Yeah. And funny too, in the directors in the original version, when they're talking to Alyssa, Dan Hedaya is talking to Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're gonna be reunited with your father or your dad." He's like,
"Won't that be nice?"
Wouldn't that be nice? It's like not as much as watching him smash your face in.
Yeah, that's the theatrical.
Yeah, in the director's cut, she tells him, it's like, it'd be better watching him kick your ass.
Yeah, I prefer the theatrical.
Yeah, like the smash your face. Like that would be like a little girl a child would say. She wouldn't say, "Well, I'll kick your ass."
Right. Because I think at that time she was only like 13.
Yeah, she was young.
13 or 14 years old. She was pretty young at that time.
Yeah.
So.
She did a good job, though.
Oh, yeah, she did. She's a good actress. She did a good job in that.
The part where they take her to that island, they take her to the house, and they just put her in that room, and you see her just, like, walking around, like, and she just sits against the wall and just, like, being that scared child, like, I'm alone, I'm scared.
Right. And she was smart enough to, get that thing to
the door handle.
The door handle to get through that wood.
It's funny because it made her seem like she couldn't barely get one board out, and then when Bennett goes in the room and sees that she's escaped, he smashes right through it like it's just like it was cardboard.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing. Like, wait, so it took her so long just to pry one board out, but fucking Bennett can just smash right through it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what's weird? I'm reading also here, this is weird, that the lead role was originally written for Gene Simmons. Wow. But it said that the singer from Kiss. He did some films back in the 80s, but I didn't know this was originally written for Gene Simmons, but it says Simmons turned it down. So it was the script was rewrote tailoring for Arnold. Wow.
Yeah. Remember Gene Simmons, he was in that movie Runaway with Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
And he was a scary motherfucker, man.
Yeah, right on. But, good film. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. Watch both versions, the theatrical and the uncut.
Yeah,
the
either
unrated.
one is good. Like, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's hardcore. It's a movie that will definitely keep you entertained from
Through the whole thing.
beginning to
Yeah,
the end.
all this.
There's very few movies that are like that.
Right. I mean, RoboCop gives you that. You're entertained through the whole thing.
There's not many movies that, like like you said, there's no downtime in it. There's no boring scene. It's
Yeah,
like,
nothing's played out. Everything is as it should be.
yeah. It's like they make it. They don't make it seem like, oh, it's gonna take them 2-3 days to fucking go make it 11 hours. Like,
Right.
so, because you notice every time when he, like, after he kills somebody, he keeps looking down at his watch. You see at one point, like, it says like 9 hours and 40 minutes. I'm like, damn, he's already lost an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
And then at one point, he looks at it again. It's like 7 hours and something's like, damn, dude, he's been on the go now for like 4 hours at that point.
Yeah, and it says here, as far as home media goes, the first DVD of Commando was released in 1999.
The DVD?
Yeah, the DVD. And then at some point, says, in 2007, they officially announced that a completely unedited and unrated director's cut will be released on DVD, which I believe I do have that.
That's cool.
I have the director's cut, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, it's cool that they made a director's cut.
Yeah, and then the director's cut did get released on Blu-ray, but in a limited edition that was available exclusively at Best Buy back in 2015. Right on. I would like to see another, I would love to see this get, I don't even think this film, as of right now, got a 4K treatment. I would love to see all versions, get some sort of special collector's edition at some point. But, yeah, great film, man. Great 80s action film. And, I think we should probably wrap this
Hell yeah,
one up. But what was your score again?
I would say I would give it an 8.
An 8? I'm going to give it an 8.5. Yeah, it's a cool movie.
I would have gave it a perfect 10 if there wasn't a few of those like scenes that just didn't make sense. Like,
right.
Like the guy getting killed in the mall. Like,
yeah, the guy that could have just stayed.
Could have just stayed where he was at, or could have just walked away. It's like that to me was kind of stupid, and the carelessness of them. Of Arnold blowing up all those buildings, not thinking that, oh, my daughter could be in one of these buildings.
Right. I hear you on that. But all in all, it's a great 80s action ride for you guys that I'm sure pretty much anybody would love.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you're into action films, definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. But anyways, that is it for this review, guys. We're going to wrap this one up for now, and until next time.
And we will be back again before you know it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that is it for now, and see you later.